everyone. This is Commissioner Dave Yamamoto. Today is Tuesday, July 19, 2022, and we will call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to please remind everyone to mute your phones. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, by pressing *6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. So I do want to welcome everyone this morning to the Board of Commissioners Community Call. We do this every Tuesday morning. Let's start with a roll call. Now, Commissioner Scar is out of the office today. Commissioner Bell, are you with us?
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. So let's jump right into the agenda and go to Adventist Health. Eric Swanson. Eric.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
We have 12 patients in the hospital today, no COVID patients, no patients boarding in the emergency department. 4 surgeries are scheduled, all are elective and non-urgent. Yesterday, the ambulance crews transported 8 911 patients, 2 transfers, no transports home. The number of hospitalized COVID patients with COVID-19 across Oregon is 458, 5 less than yesterday. 63 COVID-19 patients in intensive care unit beds, which is 8 less than yesterday. 17 of those are on ventilators. 4.3% of all emergency department visits across Oregon yesterday were for COVID-like illnesses, and there were 4,403 ED visits across Oregon yesterday. 20 available adult ICU beds out of 345, that's 6% availability, and 58 available adult non-ICU beds out of 1,929, that's only 3% availability. Those are regional numbers. I just want to share with all of you that we have some exciting news here. Last week we opened up our new 3D mammography unit. We have invested about $500,000 in 3D mammography, and 3D mammography produces radiographic images that are much clearer for detecting cancer using an imaging procedure that creates 200 to 300 scans from different angles compared to only 4 using the traditional scanning technology. So this is pretty exciting. This allows us much easier, it makes it much easier for trained radiologists to see cancerous tumors at their earliest stages. And when we know that early detection of breast cancer is better, and actually the 5-year survival rate is almost 100% when it's detected early. So this technology is amazing, and it's I'm so excited that we have it here available for our community members who need to have mammography done. And so it's up and running, and very excited with actually some results that we saw yesterday. Really being able to see stuff with this imaging equipment that we couldn't see before. So if you have questions about that, you can call our radiology department, and one of the mammo techs would be happy to talk to anybody about it. So with that, that's all I've got for you this morning.
Wow, Eric, that's exciting news. Let me see if anyone has any questions. Anyone with questions for Eric Swanson?
Commissioner?
Yes, please.
I don't have questions, but I just want to say thank you to Eric and to Adventist Health for getting that technology in Tillamook County. That is thrilling. I knew that was on the horizon, but I didn't know that it was coming so soon. And our visitors may not know that 1 in 8 American women will experience breast cancer in her lifetime. And so it's remarkable to think about how much earlier that cancer can be detected with that technology, and all of the lives that can be saved, and also the extremes of the treatment. You know, if it's caught really, really early, the treatment is less invasive and less traumatic. And so thank you very much for bringing that to Tillamook County.
Yeah, we're very excited, and we always want to do what's right for our patients and our community, and I think this is a great tool to have at our disposal to make sure to catch cancer early.
And Eric, I would have to jump right on that also. I mean, you are doing things in Tillamook County which are so advanced to me, and it's just incredible. And yet I look around at our neighbors. Columbia County really isn't a true neighbor, but they're very close. We deal with Columbia County on a regular basis. And it's interesting to me that Columbia County does not even have a hospital within Columbia County, which I don't quite understand that. Although they are close to the Portland metro area. But again, Eric, thank you so much for what you do. Go ahead, please.
Thanks, Commissioner. I was just going to say I was actually on a call yesterday, and one of the Columbia County commissioners spoke about they've hired a consultant to try and figure out what to do about a hospital. They've got 56,000 people, double our size, and no hospital available.
Yes.
We just absolutely, Adventist Health absolutely loves serving this community, and we are glad that we can be your partner in healthcare.
And you put it perfectly. You are a great partner, not only for the county, but all the residents in Tillamook County, and we do appreciate that so much. One other thing I'd like to say is that, with all the news that you're seeing today about the increasing rates of COVID, it's interesting that your report showed us that we're having slight decreases in hospitalization and number of patients and all. So no one knows, I think, where this is going to go, but COVID is not over yet.
No, we had that discussion yesterday, and I point blank asked Dr. Bowman, when is this going to be over? And he said, that's a great question. Nobody knows. To be candid, the data I shared with you today is OHA data. It's not up to date today. It's behind by a few days.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, we just don't have any COVID patients in our hospital today, nor have we had them for a few days. So that's a good news. If nobody's being hospitalized, we really are happy about that.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything you do for the community, Eric.
Absolutely.
Okay, with that, let's move on to the Coastal Caucus. I see we have Representative Weber and Representative Gomberg with us. I'm not sure if we have either Senator Anderson or Senator Armitage, but I'll just turn it over to the Coastal Caucus.
Suzanne, you want to lead off?
Thank you. I'd love to. Good morning, everybody. I was on that same meeting that Eric was on yesterday. And we in Tillamook County and also in Clatsop County need to really feel fortunate with the medical care that we have available to us. And Columbia County is working very hard to be able to realize a hospital in their area. So we should never take this for granted. We are so fortunate. Then I wanted to just chime in also on it's fair time. Clatsop County Fair is this weekend, and ours is August 10th through 13th. And it's time, kids and adults, to be thinking about what you're going to enter in the fair. It's really exciting to be able to walk around and see the awards and what people have entered in the fair. I have always believed that there ought to be incentives, and I know my kids, when they were little, would enter things in the fair because they knew that if they won a prize, they'd get a little, a bump, $1 or $2. Yeah, and that really helped. So I don't know why I'm echoing. But anyway, get your entries ready because it's almost fair time. Oregon Workforce Partnership was a meeting that both Rep. Gomberg and I attended last night in Salishan. So the setting was absolutely gorgeous. But it was really interesting hearing about what Workforce Partnership is doing throughout the state, and especially with our partnership with TBCC, everyone working together. And it's a very dynamic organization that is really making an impact on our workforce training throughout the state, and that includes childcare as one of their goals also. Last week I was also part of the Joint Task Force on addressing racial disparities in housing, and once again, we are still listening and paying attention to what is happening in the real estate area as far as making housing available to people, whether it be in an apartment or whether it be in a small home, and all of the roadblocks that people are coming up against in finding home ownership a reality. We do have a good time in Tillamook County, and the Dory Days last weekend is really another a time that we can point to that is a really exciting time and really celebrates our area. This coming weekend, then, of course, is Garibaldi Days that we have to look forward to. And once again, we'll have an influx of people into our communities to celebrate with us. And what I really want to do is compliment all of the people who have put in the time and the effort and the commitment to make these community events so successful. The planning, how kind and welcoming they are to people who are going to be in the parades, who are people who are along the routes, it's just phenomenal. But it's one of those things that, once again, we can point to our small town values and our ability to welcome people and make them feel like they're coming into our homes and they're part of our communities. So I think that's all I have to report today. I want to thank you again for doing this. This is a great service to our community.
Thank you, Representative Weber. Representative Gomberg.
Well, yes, I do thank Representative Weber and Commissioners. Nice to be with you on this beautiful, beautiful morning, and it looks like it's going to be a stunning day. I want to echo some of the representatives' comments about a workforce partnership. We were able to gather last night with some of the managers from around the state to talk about our common challenges with workforce. And look, I say common challenges. I don't think anybody would be surprised when I talk about the fact that there are help wanted signs everywhere up and down the coast. And we really are facing what I call a perfect storm, because people that want to work here can't find a place to live here that they can afford. That's the first problem. The second problem is that those people that can find housing here, if they've got kids, can't find childcare that they can afford. And in many cases, we're seeing people that make the decision to stay home and care for their own children, because if they went to work, just about all of their after-tax income would be needed to pay for childcare for two kids. I saw one study that indicated that it costs more money to provide infant care in Oregon than it would to send that child to college 18 years later. An astounding statistic. So we've got people that are staying home, taking care of their own kids rather than going to work, which means then that our small businesses in particular are suffering because they can't find enough staff to meet their full potential as they struggle to recover from the last 2 years. A perfect storm. The Workforce Partnership folks are right on the front lines of all of this, trying to provide potential workers with the hard skills they need and also the soft skills. Soft skills like just having the ability to work with potential customers, understand and communicate with them effectively, listen to their needs and respond to them politely. Those kinds of soft skills, and the harder skills that are the technical aspect of any job that may be available here on the coast. So it was great to be with the Workforce Partnership. They had invited a couple of legislators in, including Representative Weber, to thank them for the work that has been done over the last couple of years to provide the funding that is necessary to make all of this happen. So it was a very pleasant evening and a respite from the hard work that's being done every single day by these good people. I wanted to talk for just a moment about another aspect in the workforce that's coming up very quickly. You know, if somebody is laid off, if somebody loses their job, they get unemployment compensation that helps them pay their bills. as they look for a new job. But what happens if you get sick and you don't have sick leave? Or what happens if you get so sick that your time away exceeds the amount of sick leave benefit that you have? What if you've got a new baby that needs care, or a sick child at home, or a sick parent at home? How do you deal with that? And the answer is that Oregon has adopted a new process that we call paid family leave, where you can take extended time off from work and will receive compensation, similar to unemployment compensation, if you need to take care of a child, take care of yourself, or take care of a parent. Well, how's all this going to be paid for? And the answer is, like unemployment insurance, there will be a tax on businesses. It'll be about 1%, not to exceed 1% of wages. And that money will be paid 60% by the employee and 40% by the employer. I want to stress that if an employer has fewer than 25 employees, they are not subject to the tax. So it will not be applied to our smallest businesses. And of course, there are criteria that are necessary for you to qualify for this benefit, not the least of which is you actually have to have worked at the business for some time. So this has got the potential to be contentious. Some people are going to say that's a wonderful and needed benefit. Other people are going to say, well, it's going to be really disruptive to my business. I can't find full-time employees. How do I find replacement employees if somebody takes 12 weeks off? And for gosh sakes, what do I do if it turns out that the replacement employee is better for my business than the person that's taking time away? How do I sort that out when it's time for them to come back? The Employment Division is involved right now in writing rules for all of this. And I put the contact information in my newsletter yesterday, but if anybody needs more information, they can reach out to my legislative office, because you can submit letters after you read the proposed rules, or you can submit testimony at 3 public hearings. And I really encourage people who think this is a great idea, or people who think it's a lousy idea, to get involved in the process of how it is ultimately implemented, because it's going to be coming. The final thing I wanted to touch on very quickly is another issue I raised in my newsletter yesterday, and it has to do with some comprehensive studies being done, not just in Oregon, but across the entire country, about the impact of lead in our raptor population. 42% of our bald eagles, our national symbol, are suffering from lead poisoning. Now, how do bald eagles get lead poisoning? They get it by eating the remains of animals that have been shot in the woods with lead bullets, and find those the lead shot, the lead bullets, or shards from the bullet within the carcass. A lot of time when you're hunting, you clean the animal on the spot. You leave a gut pile behind. Goodness, if anybody's eating breakfast right now and hears me talking about gut piles, I apologize for that. But this is where our raptors pick up these materials, and it enters their bloodstream, affects their health, and eventually will affect their life. Lead shot was banned for waterfowl because we didn't want it getting into our streams and rivers. It's still being used in the woods. And again, this is an issue that has some controversy because, lead bullets, lead ammunition is less expensive than steel or copper, and so a lot of people don't want to make the change. There's also some evidence that steel bullets can spark if you're using them for target shooting and hit a rock or something, and has been the cause of some of our man-made forest fires. I don't know that that's very prevalent, but it is an issue that was raised when I talked about this whole question in a legislative hearing a year and a half ago. So the whole issue of lead ammunition and how it affects particularly our raptor population is out there, and I think it's a subject that's worth some conversation. So I've covered a couple of different things for you all this morning. There's plenty of other things going on, but let's jump further into the agenda. And if anybody has any questions, concerns, or problems, I hope that they'll reach out to my office or Representative Weber's office, and we'd be anxious to hear from you. Thank you so much, Commissioners.
Thank you, Representative Gomberg and Representative Weber, for being with us this morning. Do we have anyone else from the Coastal Caucus with us this morning? Do we have any questions for either Representative Gomberg or Representative Weber? Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Greatly appreciated. Let's move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center. Marlene Putman and or Ed Colson.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. It's Ed Colson with the Health Department.
Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning, Tillamook County. So a little change now to our Health Department report here. So we're just going to kind of talk about what our community level transmission is and a couple other public announcements there for everyone. So our COVID-19 status in Tillamook County is that our community level transmission is considered high. We've had 54 cases and a test positivity rate of 29% that has been recorded over the past 7 days. So everyone is recommended to wear a mask indoors in public, and this remains a requirement in all healthcare settings for staff, visitors, and patients. Please get tested if you do have symptoms and stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccines. You're best protected from COVID-19 when you do stay up to date on those recommended vaccines. So everyone 6 months old and older are eligible to get the initial COVID-19 vaccine series, and everyone 5 years old and older should get at least one booster dose after the completion of your primary series, and those age 50 and older and those immunocompromised should get 2 booster doses. Those COVID-19 vaccines are available within the county at numerous places, such as our community health center by appointment, Safeway and Fred Meyer pharmacies have them, Tillamook Pharmacy, and our healthcare partners over at Adventist Health and Reinhardt Clinic. You can visit our website, tillamookchc.org, or call 503-842-3940 for more information. Additional precautions may be needed for people at high risk for severe illness, so please talk with your healthcare provider or contact the COVID-19 support line at 866-917-8881 for assistance. And then more detailed COVID-19 case data for Tillamook County is available on our website, tillamookchc.org. Did you know that now until December 31st, 2022, you may be eligible to receive a gift card in the mail after you have a wellness exam with a provider at our health center? So our health center aims to support the health and wellness of all people in Tillamook County. Our providers provide comprehensive wellness exams that are covered by many insurance plans, including Medicare and OHP. If you do not have insurance, we have a sliding fee schedule for services based on income. In addition, our certified health insurance enrollers can help with OHP or an individual marketplace plan enrollment. We have on-site interpreters for Spanish language, and interpreters for other languages are available by phone. So to learn more about our wellness exam and gift card promotion, please visit our website, once again, tillamookchc.org. And to schedule an appointment, you can give us a call at 842-3900. So over the past weekend, 988, the number is 988, became the official dialing code for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. This short, easy to remember number can quickly and directly connect you to compassionate, accessible care and support for mental health related distress, whether that is thoughts of suicide, mental health, or substance use crisis, or any other kind of emotional distress. Support through the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is free, confidential, and available 24/7. Trained crisis counselors are available at the 988 number through call, text, or chat. And if you do chat, it's English only. The prior number of 1-800-273-8255 will remain available as well. But once again, it's 988 is now the new official dialing code for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And that's our update, and we'll turn it back over to you, Commissioner.
Thank you for that report, Ed. Any questions for Ed Colson? Thank you, Ed, for being with us. Let's move on to the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Gail Nelson. Gail.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for these announcements. I do appreciate it. A couple announcements for us today. We're getting closer each day to completing all the details related to our new name of the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. You can imagine there's quite a few details to completely cover the last remaining items that we need to make sure that our patients and community partners continue to be informed in a timely manner. We'll make sure to keep everyone apprised as the transition progresses. And then last, the Nia County Student Health and Wellness Center will open for the 22-23 school year on Tuesday, August 9th. Medical services, including sports physicals, will be available starting on that day on August 9th. And then counseling services will be available after school starts on September 6th. If you're interested in learning more about the School-Based Health Center at the Neoconee High School, please visit the neoconehealth.org website. And that's my announcement for this morning. 2 announcements. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Gail. Appreciate it. Any questions for Gail? Let's go to the Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Frank Hanna Williams. Frank, are you with us this morning?
Good morning, Commissioners. Frank Hanna Williams, Director to Tillamook Family Counseling Center. And I'd like to respond to Eric's sharing about the new service at Adventist Health and just to underscore how important that is for the community. Want to Tillamook Family Counseling Center behavioral health services for Tillamook County residents. If you have questions regarding services, both services related to mental health and addictions concerns, please give us a call at 503-842-8201, or you may also call us at 1-800-962-2851. If you have any concerns about those issues, as I have mentioned, and I will take any questions that anyone may have at this time.
Thank you for being with us, Frank. Do we have any questions for Frank Hanna Williams? Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the Sheriff's Office. Do we have Sheriff Brown with us this morning? Sheriff Brown or Under Sheriff Kelly? Apparently we've got no one on with the Sheriff's Office this morning. Emergency Management, now Randy Thorpe sent me a message this morning, and he is involved in a training exercise at Adventist Health, so he is not with us this morning. So let's move on to the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Scar is on a well-deserved vacation. Let's go to Commissioner Bell.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I would like to announce that our new library director, Don Algier, started yesterday. So welcome, Don Algier, to Tillamook County Libraries. He and his family live in Rockaway Beach. They own a business there, and Don comes to Tillamook County with many years of professional library experience. He was the director of operations for years for the Multnomah County Library. We're super excited to work with him. And so welcome to Don, and also thanks to Bill Landau, who is a long-standing librarian with the Tillamook County Library system. Bill had been our librarian for all the branches in the bookmobile for many years before his retirement. So he came back in order to be our interim director in between Jerry Godber, our previous director's leaving, and Don's arrival. And so I'm very grateful to Bill Landau for serving as the interim director in between, and he'll continue to serve through July in order to make a smooth transition for Don. And so I'm really excited about that. And I wanted to mention to people again, I think I talked about this last week, that the vouchers for yard debris are available again. You can get them at various places. You can get them right at the transfer station in Manzanita and Pacific City. You can get them at the Public Works office. You can get them at the Commissioner's office in the courthouse. And what that does is it enables you to dispose of yard debris at the transfer stations with the voucher rather than paying for it. And the reason is that it's a program through a partnership with Oregon Department of Forestry and the Tillamook County Solid Waste to help people get flammable materials out of their yards and off of their properties. So the program is called Firewise. That's all I have today. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Yamamoto, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, it's that old mute button, it's just something you have to get used to. So, thank you, Commissioner Bell. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we're working on here in the Commissioner's office. So tomorrow, on Wednesday, I am on my way to Denver to the NACO, the National Association of Counties annual meeting. And I have another resolution that I'm carrying about the buyout, no fisheries FEMA buyout. And I hope everyone wishes me luck on that. This has the ability to affect Tillamook County worse than any other Oregon county, but much worse than that. Starting December of last year, they announced, and we knew it was coming, but NOAA Fisheries and FEMA announced that they were now moving this nationwide. So this is now a nationwide issue, and I hope to bring on a lot of support from other counties and states across the nation that are going to be affected by this NOAA Fisheries FEMA buyout. Again, this is one federal agency, NOAA Fisheries, suing another federal agency, FEMA, because they claim that the National Flood Insurance Program does harm in this area to salmon and steelhead, things of that nature. And this is very onerous, extremely onerous. And we're trying to slow it down and the least thing we can do is try to slow it down. But we also need to make some changes or maybe try to stop this madness, as it were. So that's something that we're working on. Broadband, we are making a lot of progress now at Tillamook Lightwave. We've been introduced to a company called NOAANet. They're out of the state of Washington. They deal with most, if not all, of the PUDs, the People's Utility Districts, in the state of Washington, and they've been very successful in doing a lot of broadband connectivity in those areas. And so they were introduced to us by Astound Broadband, and we've been talking with them now for a couple of 4 weeks, and we hope to maybe put together a contract with them to help us. This is a big lift. It really is. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. You have to understand that the 3 commissioners on Lightwave have other things to do. But this is extremely important, so we are making a lot of progress. At the same time, it was announced, I think you've heard, that Amazon is bringing a fiber optic cable across the Pacific all the way from Singapore to Tillamook County, the Wainema Beach area. And again, I have to say thank you so much for Astound Broadband, who is formerly Wave. They've been our contractor at Lightwave for as long as we've been in existence, 22, 23 years. And just recently, they have become a terrific partner of Lightwave now. So they've been working on this Amazon cable for 2-3 years, and they had to keep it silent, that they can't let us know until all the ink is dry on all the contracts. But in the interim, they have been working with Amazon, explaining the issues we have here in Tillamook County, and I can tell that Amazon is going to be a terrific partner for Tillamook County. As they move their cable, as they bring their cable to shore to Wainema, they're going to go through Tillamook and then up Highway 6. The agreements that Astound made with Amazon are terrific. They are going to be allowed to have all these off-ramps so that we can utilize the fiber to hook up neighborhoods along the way. Over Highway 6, they are going to hook up the forestry center up there, the prison camp up there, and they're working diligently on talking with cell phone providers to put cell phone towers up Highway 6. And that just blends in very well with one of the other projects we're working on is the Safety on 6 Committee. That's always been one of the problems when we have major accidents up Highway 6. We all know that there is very little cell service up Highway 6. So getting a cell tower or 2 up there to help that situation is terrific. So again, we have to very much appreciate what Amazon is doing and what Astound Broadband has done, working with Amazon to make Amazon understand the issues we have in Tillamook County. And again, both of those companies are terrific partners for Tillamook Lightwave, and we appreciate it so much. The Lynn County class action lawsuit. So this continues to move forward. As you know, we won outright in Lynn County Circuit Court. We did lose in the Court of Appeals, but very narrowly. It was a very narrow issue that the Court of Appeals found. So we, of course, are taking this to the Oregon Supreme Court. We have filed for the Lynn County case in Supreme Court. The Council of Forest Trust Land Counties. I'm the chair of the Council of Forest Trust Land Counties, and we are allowed to have an amicus, to file an amicus brief in support of the Lynn County case. And I just have to hand it to Joel Stevens, our county counsel, one of our county counsels. He's done a lot of work over the past 3 or 4 weeks, putting together an amicus, which is due tomorrow. I think he did a great job on that amicus, and it will be filed tomorrow. So stay tuned. This is going to be an interesting fight moving uphill. The other thing we're working on with the Department of Forestry is the Habitat Conservation Plan. The Council of Forest Trust Land Counties, of course, has a lot of issues and questions about the HCP, and we're just not getting a lot of answers from the department or the Board of Forestry. Tomorrow I am addressing the Board of Forestry again. Now, if you're someone that follows the Board of Forestry and our testimony before the Board of Forestry, please be aware that the agenda says that we are on at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But since I'm leaving town, they have switched our testimony time somewhere between 9:15 and 9:45. If you want to hear our testimony live before the Board of Forestry. Tillamook Working Lands and Waters, we did 2 tours this spring and summer. The first tour we did in April was for the House Energy and Natural Resource Committee, and that tour went really well. We got a lot of great questions from members, our state legislators, and we got some great responses. And again, it just points up why I can say that when it comes to clean water, habitat restoration, and fish recovery, no Oregon county does this better than Tillamook County. And once people come here and see what we do and how we do things, they nod their heads in agreement. They do. The other tour we did was last month. We brought 25 commissioners from across the state, as well as many other VIPs, and took them on tour. That was a large tour. And again, we got the same reception. People are amazed at the things that we do to not only provide a good natural resource-based economy here in Tillamook County, but how we protect the environment at the same time. So that's a great thing. One other thing I want to discuss is BOEM, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. And again, I want to thank the Coastal Caucus, as well as our federal legislators. I think we got a letter out of Wyden's office asking BOEM to slow down. They have identified 2 call areas off of the southern Oregon coast, one off of Curry County, a larger one off of Coos County. And it seems excuse my French, seems like they are hell-bent on getting those sold and put iron in the water. These are huge floating windmills. And again, here we keep asking questions and we get 0 answers out of BOEM, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. So it is my hope that we are going to find a way to slow them down a little bit. One other thing I want to discuss, Dory Days in Pacific City happened last Saturday. And as was explained earlier in this conversation by Representative Weber, yes, there are so many volunteers that make these events come off. This was probably one of the largest Dory Day parades I have ever seen. I work in the back parking lot, putting together and lining up all of the entrants. We had 64 parade entrants on Saturday for Dory Days. That's huge. It was a great parade, a great day. The fish fry went well. So just kudos to everyone in Pacific City and in South County that helped put that together. It was a great event. It really was. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that anyone has of Commissioner Bell or of me. Hearing none, let's move on to the cities. City of Manzanita, Mike Scott. Mike, are you with us?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Our city council today is going to be holding a virtual hearing at 1 o'clock, and this is a land use appeal on the Manzanita Lofts project, and their application was denied last month by our planning commission. This is going to be an on-the-record review. In other words, no new evidence will be presented. There are over 266 documents being reviewed in this case, which are up on the city's website if you want to look at them. So you can find these documents and the details on this quasi-judicial public hearing. You can see that on the city's website. Again, that's at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you.
Oh, land use hearings, Mike, are always a lot of fun.
Yes, they are.
Good luck with that one. How about the city of Nehalem? Do we have Melissa Thompson-Kiefer with us or anyone else from Nehalem? How about city of Wheeler? Do we have Mayor Doug Honeycutt or any others from Wheeler? How about Rockaway Beach? Mayor Sue Wilson or any others from Rockaway? City of Garibaldi, Mayor Tim Hall or anyone else?
Yes, I'm here this morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I'd like to again invite all of Tillamook County to Garibaldi Days this Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've planned a very exciting event starting on Friday with the wine tasting, and then on Saturday we have our parade and also the Nash Brothers Band at 7 o'clock, followed by fireworks at 10 o'clock. So again, Garibaldi is so proud to put this event on, and we hope that everyone in Tillamook County will join us.
Thank you, Mayor Hall. Unfortunately, I will be out of town this weekend, but I've been in your parade, and you guys put on a terrific event. You really do. And so I would join you in asking everyone in Tillamook County to consider going to Garibaldi Days this coming weekend.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Bay City. Mayor McCall, are you with us? Anyone else from Bay City? Let's go to the city of Tillamook. Nathan George. Nathan.
Good morning, Commissioner. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was on vacation last 2 weeks, which was really nice. I do have several updates. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to give some key highlights to our regular council meeting last night. We had a proposal to update an agreement between the Chamber and the City of Tillamook regarding the tourism management program that the Chamber provides to service the city. That has been tabled and be for further discussion and come up in the future. Also, we had a request to approve a resolution referring the voters to the City of Tillamook a measure for adopting an increase to the city's motor vehicle dealer's tax and make amendments to the Tillamook Municipal Code. So that was approved. What that means is that the city will be putting on the ballot a measure to request a very slight increase in our taxes on the fuel tax in order to have more money to upgrade our roads. So that's something that the city councilor, I would encourage anyone who wants to know more information about it to contact with their city councilor and get more information on it, because that is a political issue that needs to come from a councilor rather than the management side. Also, we had several good things. We have a fair booth coming up. The city will actually participate in a fair booth this year, and councilors will be on hand to talk more about tax measures and also talk about anything else that anyone would like to talk to them about, ask questions, learn more about the city. We are working on the codification process and getting our whole code codified, which hasn't been done since May 2013. And then once that's updated, we'll have our code online, and it will be updated continuously. We had several great compliments from the council on city staff, and especially Public Works and Police Department, and the great things that they're doing. Had really great examples, and we appreciate everyone's service not just the city, but everyone in public service. Also, the City Council will be holding a council priority workshop next Monday, the July 25th. This is an opportunity for the council to put together and prioritize their priorities for the city, and then staff will integrate those into our work. We had several recognitions for several police department members for the great work they have done. Also wanted to state that the Public Works Department is finishing two broken repairs of water mains south of town. They're also in the process of working with the contractor for the new 4th Street and the Stucco Ocean apartments. As we talked about before, those were approved some time ago now, and those are going forth, and the contractor is working with the city, the developer is working with the city to get things ready to go. City Public Works will also be street sweeping in preparation for long line painting within the next couple of days. Long line painting, they come in and paint the long lines on the streets. Our wastewater, streets, and public works and water crews are also fully involved in the installation of a new raw water main on Hurlman Hill. The city has two main surface waters come in. That's Killam Creek and Fawcett Creek, and this is a new water line on Fawcett Creek, which will really greatly improve our water facility and our infrastructure. This project will consume a majority of staff's time for the next available couple of months, meaning our availability is limited for streets and parks and maintenance operation. We will continue to do our best, the Public Works Department, keeping the flower baskets and planters healthy. You may have noticed that some of the flower baskets had some problems. That was due to heat. It was due to some other issues, but we are working really hard on trying to revise this as best as possible. Appreciate everybody's patience. And next year we should be able to have a little bit better situations. We better understand the challenges we had this year. Also wanted to announce on Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022, is National Night Out. And I believe, my understanding, this has never been held here in Tillamook, but it's basically an opportunity to strengthen the relationship with the police and with our community. So that will include a lot of different things. There'll be a fundraiser for Friends of Tillamook Police. There'll be a dunk tank, where the chief can be dunked, chief of police. There may be some other community members who will be involved in that as well, and people can pay to throw balls and try to dunk the chief and our chief of police, Chief Rao, and other members. Also, after that, following that, for celebration, the city will be hosting another movie night. It will be held at the Goodspeed Park, and that movie will be the 1993 movie Sandlot. That will be following the August 2nd National Night Out. So we're really looking forward to that. It's really exciting. The police department and all the city is very excited to be able to host that this year. As I said, it's the first time at least the city department has hosted that. Just a reminder that any person wanting to run for city council needs to contact the city recorder's office to submit their application, which is due by August 30th at City Hall, and that's for the November elections this year. There are several seats available. I shouldn't say available. There are several seats that can be run for. And Friday, July 15, 2022, was the city's first movie in the park this summer, and that was last Friday. And we appreciate everybody who came. The city still has vacancies on the Tillamook Urban Renewal Agency and the city's budget committee. If you're interested in serving, please let us know. And finally, just a reminder of the Service Line Warranties America program to provide warranties to property owners for water, sewer, and indoor plumbing. That will help. We really encourage anybody to sign up. It's very inexpensive, and they'll be able to get any of their issues fixed at any time for no cost, up to $8,500 for sewer and water issues. So we encourage you, if you have any questions or want to check the legitimacy of this program, please contact the city. That's all I have, Commissioner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nathan, for being with us, and hope you did have a great time on your vacation.
I did. Thank you.
Perfect. Let's go to South County. Doug Olson. Doug, are you with us?
I am. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
I'll just expand a little bit on what you said about Dory Days, you and Representative Weber as well. It was a giant success, and we need to thank volunteers, as you have done. To put on this event takes somewhere in excess of 30 people, maybe closer to 40 or more, because when you organize a parade of 64 entrants, which is the largest that I can remember in about 30 years of being around this, then we had our fish fry, and we haven't done the fish fry for 2 years, but we brought it back. And I can tell you we served over 400 lunches and dinners. made something over, grossed over $6,000, and a good time was had by all, quite literally. The last time we did that amount of fish lunches, dinners, was in 2014. I went back and looked at our records over the years, so we're almost back to normal. The parade was wonderful, and again, Dory Days has been doing this 62 years, and it's part of the Oregon Heritage Traditions, which includes a few pretty well-known events in Oregon, like the Portland Rose Festival, the Oregon State Fair, the Pendleton Roundup, and a few others. And out of the hundreds and hundreds of events across Oregon, there are only 21 which have that distinction, including Dory Days. So it really is a big deal. We're back to normal, and things could not be done without these 30-plus volunteers. And I don't know how you say thank you to these people, but they just step up and do what needs to be done. And keep in mind, the Doryman's Association has no paid staff. The Chamber of Commerce has no paid staff. All the things we do down here in South County are done by people who simply step up and say, well, I can do that, or I'll help here, and that's how things get done. So with that, Commissioner, thank you very much, and we'll talk again later.
Thank you, Doug. I do appreciate that. You know, one of the things that really struck me were the beautiful, beautiful handmade trophies that went out this year, and we had some terrific floats and decorated dories. I mean, some of them were just unbelievable. And I know that because of the beautiful trophies that were handed out, I just have this feeling that next year there's going to be even more competition for those types of trophies. And again, it was a great day had by all. So thank you, Doug. So with that, we will conclude our community update. I want to thank everyone for attending, but in particular, I want to thank KTIL for broadcasting. Time being 8:52 a.m., we will adjourn this community update. Thank you all.
So if you don't do the stop recording.